Monday, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on the YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio on 105.1 FM, 1080 AM on the 105.1thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or if you just asked your smart speaker to play me some mountain music and it misheard you, use the fan text line, 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use it to chat. Use the chat. Use the text to share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. Is there anything worse than pizza? Not as a food, but as a temptress. Is there anything more difficult to walk past, Case, than a pizza? Whether it's right out of the oven and you have to wait that moment before the cheese stops bubbling, or it's been sitting in the company kitchen for 3, 4, 5 hours. It's room temperature. You know it was cooked this morning because you could smell it in the office. It's in the refrigerator. It's cold. Has it been there 3 or 4 days? I'm not sure. I have the hardest time passing up a slice of pizza. It's the most consistent food that I will overeat. It's
hard to miss.
Should I have 7 slices of this? No, there's no way I should. At the end of the night, did I have 7 slices? I probably did. Am I walking through Italy and there's all of this like fresh salami and prosciutto and these wonderful cheeses and other baked goods, and you can get lasagna, spaghetti. Dude, there's pizza. What am I gonna not get pizza? It is probably the most difficult thing for me to forego at any point. 2 slices of God knows how long that pizza was sitting in there. I went back for a second one. Somebody brought in Papa Murphy's this morning. The Cowboys sitting out there. What am I not have a piece of Cowboy pizza? I'm only human.
When I got here this morning, the smell just started to engulf the entire office.
They brought in their new Detroit style.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. It's pretty good.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, well, Detroit style pizza anyway. Detroit style pizza, Chicago style pizza. You go with New York style pizza. You ever had Connecticut style? Is it Connecticut? Or
New Haven.
New Haven.
Yep.
New Haven. That's the one. Which is just, it's like New York, but it's a little bit crispier, and they're going to get a little bit more of the bitterness from like the burnt on it because they cook it real fast. California Pizza Kitchen. Like, even the worst slice of pizza is still pretty good.
I walked back there, looked inside. You could see just that little window in the pizza oven.
Oh, yeah.
All just the little bubbles of the cheese rising. Oh,
I mean,
puts you back.
It might be the perfect food.
I think
the only problem is, like, I don't need as much as I consume. Like, you get pizza and beer at like a party or whatever, and you're like, do I need another beer? Probably not. Well, but if I have a piece of pizza with it, then
it's an overconsumption food.
It is by far the worst and the best, and it's a difficult relationship. Have you ever sat there and eaten an entire large pizza by yourself? Because I have.
A medium, because I'm a smaller human, but yes.
I'm not. You calling me a big human? I'm not that big of a human. We were sitting, we played at Moda Center back when it was the Rose Garden. It was going into my senior year. We played a 7-on-7 football tournament there. And I remember our center was the only lineman because he was still snapping for the thing. He was a much bigger dude than I. And in high school, I was like 5'9", 130 pounds.
This is a 7-on-7 tournament we're talking about.
Well,
not like he's got to do a lot of work.
Well, but he and I sat there and we ate 2.5. Well, I think we ate 3, so we each ate 1.5 pizzas. And I think they were just, Domino's large pizzas or whatever. There was a big stack of them. But yeah, he and I had kind of snuck around and had a seat away from everybody else and just grabbed 3 boxes and just sat there and ate the whole thing. I played
That's
quite
pretty
a bit.
Impressive.
Well, again, teenager. I mean, you have basically a bottomless pit. But yeah, if I had $1 for every time I overconsumed on pizza, I'd be a very, very rich man. And it's funny because you look at your kids and you just go, hey, don't be stupid and eat that pizza too fast because you're going to burn the top of your mouth. And you just sit there and you're watching them go, no, not yet. And then what do? You take a bite and then you burn the top of your mouth. Even when you know you shouldn't do it.
It's a 3-bite process where that first bite is just to make sure you're not burning yourself.
Yeah, but I always do.
Then it's all about the angles from
I had
there.
pizza this weekend, and I still, this morning, you get the Detroit, and I'm like, I'll just grab one slice of this so everybody can have they brought it in so we could try it. Very nice of them. Then they cooked up a couple other pizzas, and I'm like, I don't need any of that. Walk back in the kitchen. I'm like, I might as well get one. Well, if I'm going to have one, I might as well
Well,
two.
if it still smells great.
It's pizza. It's pizza. Is it ever really bad? I can't think of
I really can't say I've had a very bad pizza.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny is the one pizza that I generally do not get pulled in by cheese pizza. If you put vegetables on it, you put any meat on it, I'm all in. But just a plain cheese is probably my least. Still pretty good.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
It's just consistent.
Yeah, but you put pepperoni on it. You put ham and pineapple. I'm fine with that. You put Thai chicken
Throw some
like
sausage, some olives, some peppers on there.
But like the barbecue, like a white pizza. You do like the only one that I'm like, it's cheese pizza. I can walk by a cheese pizza. A plain cheese, I can go out.
Because I would rather do a margarita pizza.
Yeah. Oh,
over
don't
a
even get me
regular
started.
cheese.
Yeah. Just
just because of the basil.
You just throw basil on a cheese pizza, and now we're talking. But it's also that fresh mozzarella, and it's just all. Now I'm hungry, and on the break, I'm gonna want to go.
This is dangerous.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. If you are on the chat, if you're on the text, let us know if there's something that's more irresistible. I cannot think of a thing that competes with pizza in that realm. Again, all stages of it, fresh, hot, right out of the oven. You ever make your own pizza?
One of my favorite things to do.
And how much of the raw ingredients are you eating as you go? You don't touch the dough, but you little cheese here, little mushroom there, little pepperoni here. Like you're gonna eat a quarter slice of pizza just with the toppings.
And I'll be dragging it a little bit in the sauce just to get a little bit of more flavor.
It is a thing. All right. Well, that was when we were supposed to be getting you guys ready for all the sports you need to watch. But right now, Pittsburgh is getting ready to welcome the nations to the unofficial beginning of football season, and the city's kickoff celebration will begin with an unforgettable invite-only night of music. The night before takes place Wednesday, April 22nd at the Rivers Casino Event Center, featuring Jason Aldean, John Morgan, and Shane Prophet. Visit odyssey.com/the night before to enter now for your chance to win this national contest. Prize includes, how about this, round-trip airfare and a 2-night hotel stay and 2 tickets to the show. You should probably do that. How was the weekend for you? I know you got your Yankees. Good. You got your Yankees hat on. You got to play the Giants. I don't know if the Yankees are really good or if the Giants are really bad. I know that they set a record or matched the 1909 whoever's for the most consecutive innings to start a season without scoring a run. So the Giants, I kind of lean towards them being really terrible. But you know what happens when you play a really good team? They make you look terrible.
You get exposed.
Well, yeah, but it was great pitching, terrible hitting. Was it just being outmatched? Because it wasn't like Dodgers swept their series against the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers had to come back in every single one of those games. We know that the Dodgers have a ton of firepower. It's not like the Yankees went out and won by 13 runs every game. The opener was 7-0, but they were much closer. But the Giants just could not get on base and could not score runs. They did a little fake standing ovation when they finally scored a run after 20 scoreless innings. Hard to say. Now, tonight, we're going to start off with the Yankees-Mariners. Mariners split their series with the Chase Delauders. Like, they're just officially changed the name. Like, forget the Guardians. They are now the Cleveland Delauders, and they are ready to go. Like, what a weekend for that kid. Holy hell. Like, who's this guy hitting second? Oh, there goes a home run. There goes another. There goes. Oh. What was it? The first hit yesterday after Emerson Hancock goes nuts?
The 6 scoreless innings.
He had six no-hit innings,
I should say. Yeah.
You bring in the bullpen, and who's the first guy to get a hit to break up the no-hitter? Freaking DeLauder. I mean, to me, this was a great weekend of baseball. I did get on the airwaves on Thursday. I think you said you were listening. I begged people to get off of the hype train for the Seattle Mariners. It would make me feel more comfortable. I said they should lose the opener. I said they should split the series, I believe, and they did exactly that. Those Guardians might be pretty good this year. It was kind of interesting to watch. I think so. And it was fun to see Patrick Harris, who is a Guardians fan, and him and I went back and forth a little bit on Thursday and Friday and a little bit this morning. That's kind of what you want. You don't need Jose Ramirez to be everything. You don't know about this lineup. Here's a guy that you brought up just for the postseason last year, going out and leading the way for it. Now, is he going to keep hitting home runs in every single game and have 3 home runs, a weekend, or 4 home runs every weekend?
What was the Brendan Donovan? You said he's on pace for how many home runs last week?
Brendan Donovan or Chase DeLauder?
Brendan Donovan, when he hit in opening day when.
I said he was on pace for 162, but I said DeLauder was on pace for 234.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was, listen, it's or 224. 324. That's a number that I was trying to go for. It was Dominic Canzone was on pace for the 324 home runs, but. It was such a fun weekend because if you're a Mariners fan, listen, your heart of your lineup did terrible. Josh Naylor still doesn't have a hit. I think Julio has 1 and Cal Raleigh has 1. Luke Raley had a great weekend. Dom Canzone had a great one. Your new acquisition, Brendan Donovan, had a great weekend. You saw different guys contributing. You saw them score in different ways after starting the season off with 4 solo shot home runs to do it, guys getting on base. And it was just a good back and forth. It was fun to watch competitive games. Until last night, which was the only one I didn't watch. Ended up spending time with the fam instead because I committed quite a bit of the weekend to watching baseball, even though not even just the Mariners. I was watching as much as I could. I got to make an admission here. I started watching that, what do they call it? It's the quad screen, the perfect inning or whatever the hell it is.
The quad box?
I kind of got hooked on that for a little bit, late Saturday, late Friday.
It's the best when you can just change the audio over on commercial.
They change it, but it wasn't the quad box. So this is on the MLB package. So here's what happened. Mariners TV has kind of changed up, right? So if you have access to what a program that had Root Sports, so Comcast, Fubo, DirecTV, all had Root Sports connected last year. You can use that same channel to watch the Mariners. Fubo has changed a lot of their programming anyways, so I dropped Fubo, went to Hulu. Hulu does not have it, so I was like, you know what? And we did the math. I was like, it's going to cost me $100 for the whole Mariners season. I can get every game except for the ones that are on national TV. Shouldn't be hard to get Peacock and Apple TV and all that. So we did that. If you go on to MLB TV, we also switched to T-Mobile. They give you the out-of-market games for free. And then I bought the Mariners one. So for the out-of-market, you can just go on there, and I can't remember what they call it. It's not Red Zone, but it's the equivalent. And you just put it on. It'll take care of the 4 screens for you. And as different games go into action, they'll just move the audio around for you. They give you the commentary in between. Man, I kind of got hooked on that this weekend. It was really, really a fun weekend if you're a baseball fan. And I said it on Friday, I think, and I'll say it again. If anybody besides the Dodgers win the World Series, no lockout. If the Dodgers win the whole thing, and if they do it handily, we're getting a lockout next summer. So just start rooting for anybody but the Dodgers.
Anyone but LA.
And I'm telling you, I think the owners look at it and go, hey, they didn't win 3 in a row. This is great. If they lose before they get to the World Series, so much the better. There's a lot of good teams out there. Blue Jays swept their series against the A's, who can really hit. The Yankees swept their series. Dodgers swept theirs. There's some really good teams out there. I think there's a better than slim chance that the Dodgers do not make it and do not win the World Series. It should be very, very fun.
It's a good place to be if you're a baseball fan.
That's great. It's fantastic. You know what's a good place to be if you like mediocre jokes? Right here, right now. It's In Case You Missed It. In case you missed it, UConn's Braylon Mullins shockingly admitted on SportsCenter that he didn't realize his game-winning 3 against Duke actually put them ahead. He thought the shot only tied the game. Look, we all know that nobody actually goes to class in the Big East, but you'd think in an NIL era, these dopes would at least learn to count. Is that not... That should be part of every NIL deal. Is like you just have to take a finance class. Can you please just go?
Can you do advanced algebra?
No, just simple addition. Listen, 70 plus 3 equals... Is 73 greater or less than 72? It's not that difficult. In case you missed it, the Orlando Magic went completely scoreless over 8 minutes, allowing the Toronto Raptors to go on a legendary 31-0 run en route to a 52-point blowout. That's the largest unanswered run in 30 years. Is there anything worse than watching magic that doesn't work? No third grade nephew for the fourth time in a row. That is not my card. You want to see a real magic trick, kid? Walk over to your parents, then loud enough for both of them to hear. Ask your dad who Debbie is. I'll bet you anything, Mom. Your mom disappears into thin air. There's a magic. That was not a good Thanksgiving. In case you missed it, at the NFL League meetings this week in response to the 49ers playing their opening game against the Rams in Melbourne, Kyle Shanahan says the Niners get no benefit from the Australia trip. I guess somebody's never had a proper Vegemite sandwich. Am I right?
Vegemite is so disgusting.
How dare you? That is a dirty root jelly that is just, you get an oil sliced right on a piece of toast there. Crikey, that is good there. The NFL is a league built on adversity, overcoming obstacles, playing through torn ligaments, us against the world. These coaches can turn a flat tire on a team bus into a Shakespearean tragedy. But a 19-hour plane ride, a photo shoot at Mixed Marsupial Mania, and a high-profile special teamer knocking up an Aussie chick, it's too much? Barf, dude. Just calm. It's a trip to Australia. You get 2 extra days. Shut up. In case you missed it, the NFL is moving forward with plans to hire replacement referees as negotiations with the union have hit a major roadblock before the May 31st deadline. Listen, they didn't call me the last time they used replacement refs in 2012, but I'm feeling pretty good about my chances this time. I still have zero experience, a ton of unearned confidence, and this time, my eyesight is way worse. I really think...
Do you know what a catch is?
Don't have to. That's the best part. The worse they do, the better it is for the league's negotiate, or the union's negotiate, or the worse it is for everybody. So let's just figure this out, can we? We know how this thing ends. And finally, in case you missed it, Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders is changing things up for his sophomore campaign. He's ditching the number 12 and returning to his college roots, number 2. That's right. He's officially going number 2 for the Browns. Apparently, Shedeur thinks that number 2 is his best chance to wipe things clean after a rookie season where he threw 10 picks and frankly stunk up the joint. In year 2, he's hoping things are a bit more solid. No? He says the change brings a sense of release. His teammates said they can already smell the potential. And look, the branding's already working. His agent has been flooded with calls from Charmin, Angel Soft, and Truck Stop One Ply. So it's... Just imagine the highlights on SportsCenter. Browns number 2 with another explosive play. You'll tune in to watch. Say what you want to about the kid. It's a good thing to see him taking his off-season duties seriously. I think that now all we have to do is wait and see if Shedeur can take number 2 and get the Browns to the actual bowl. Let's go. He went number 2 and took the Browns to the bowl. How good would that?
He's just playing with it now.
I honestly think he's just too dumb to know what he just did. That was too easy. Thanks to our studio audience. Hey, at 2:30 we're going to play Tape Don't Lie. Casey's pulled some clips of me saying dumb things. I will deny, deflect, or admit correct my wrong calls. But right now, we need to talk a little bit about your Blazers. Mariners have a matchup with the Yankees. More talks from around the league meetings in the NFL, NBA. It's a lot. It's the Daily Buzz. It's next on Happy Hour. This is 105.1 The Fan. I don't think there's any question that this will be a baseball-heavy version, so we might as well get to things right away. My Seattle Mariners against your New York Yankees 3-game series starts tonight. I'm feeling pretty good. Luis Castillo getting his first start of the season. He's going to be on the bump for my team. What are you bringing at us? What should I know about your Yankees going into this? I know Aaron Judge didn't start hot, but his team got him 7 runs, so he didn't really have to do anything besides strike out 4 times and go 0 for 5. In his first one, he gets 2 home runs to go after that. Mariners split their series, so how good are the Yankees, or was it the Giants being bad?
I think it's column A, column B.
Okay.
Pitching looks great. Pitching for the Yankees.
Sure, pitching against the Giants makes everybody look great.
Pitching looks great. I think having a weaker opponent like that does help you confidence boost, start to, get games under your belt. The bats just need to start flying around.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge being your only guys producing, not the biggest fan of that. I'm waiting for the Cody Bellinger day because of his big offseason.
Well, I'm loving just the idea that every day we're going to have baseball on until we'll get a little break in July. There always is the day after the All-Star game where you get no baseball, but we're basically rolling through October, so should be fun. I kind of love the better competition to start things off. Guardians are division winners last year. Yankees obviously are always reloading, never rebuilding, so to get that right up front should be an absolute ton of fun.
The Buzz.
For anybody in the Seattle area, I don't know why you'd be listening to us, but the Mariners did have a weird weekend. 3 of their 4 games were played on different streaming partners. So this is the first year they're with Mariners TV. They do have, we mentioned this already, if you're on Comcast or whatever, Root only exists as a Mariners broadcast partner, but that same channel should work for you. On Friday night, they were featured on Apple TV. On Sunday, they were featured on Peacock. So 2 games on Mariners TV, 1 game on Apple TV, 1 game on Peacock, games all over the place.
And Saturday is when they went to overtime?
Extra innings is what they call it. Yes, that was on Saturday. Yes, and so now, just to make things a little bit easier for the transition, King 5 in Seattle has agreed to broadcast 10 games for the Seattle Mariners. So you can get a little bit of free baseball. It's one of the good and bad things about being one of the better teams. I mean, just ask Yankees fans. They opened the season on Netflix, so it is kind of weird to have to chase your team around a little bit, but that's what you get when your team is good.
The Buzz.
I mentioned already it is NFL league meetings, so this is a chance for all the coaches, all the GMs. You'll get all of the conversations around your team. So if you want to get updates on everything that's going on, even injury updates, it sounds like Zach Charbonnet, it's going to be a while before the Seahawks are looking at for him to come back. But the good news is Torrey Horton, who started off the year really hot, 730 yards, 12 touchdowns. He's had a franchise record 95-yard punt return last year. He is going to be ready when he gets to camp. So you're going to see Torrey Horton, who started off blistering hot to start the year and then disappeared, hence going out and getting Rashid Shaheed. So you should have him next year. I was reading some of Charbonnet's numbers. Sorry, the 730 yards, 12 touchdowns was Charbonnet, 13 total catches, 2 touchdowns for Horton at the start of the year.
The Buzz.
Hey, big, nice win for your Portland Trail Blazers. They beat the Wizards. Who played for the Wizards? I didn't watch the game. But let's be honest, there are only a handful of games left in this season. So going out and beating the teams that you're supposed to beat should not pose any challenge, because the teams you're supposed to beat are really just trying to get a draft pick. And you're trying to get some momentum going into the play-in. Do we want to do a full 2.5-hour breakdown of the Portland Trail Blazers? We do not.
The Buzz.
All right, let's go around baseball. One of the things, other than the actual play on the field, it really feels like fans are embracing the ABS challenge system. This is like 3 or 4 in a row that baseball has nailed.
Right on the money.
And even when you thought they were done, it is not a ghost runner. It is a zombie runner. But I don't hate it in extra innings. It doesn't happen in the postseason. It does speed up these extra inning games so you can kind of get things over with a little bit quicker. Both teams get the same advantage, so I don't think it makes that much of a difference. But speeding up games, eliminating a bunch of extra innings, especially if you're at the ballpark and you cannot order beer after the 7th inning, to sit there for an extra 7 innings at the end of a game in the middle of July doesn't make any sense. They got that one right. The bigger bases leading to more steals, what really, that's going to work? It did. It actually did work. The pitch clock has been great, speeding up games. The ABS Challenge has fans cheering on the actual challenges. Cal Raleigh got hosed on a couple that he decided not to challenge. They were missed calls, but you don't really know what to do. Guys that played in the World Baseball Classic didn't get a ton of chance to practice this in the spring training at-bats. So here you get into the regular season. Cal had one, 0.2 inches, got it right. Eugenio Suarez, playing for the Reds now, had back-to-back strikeouts reverse. Salvador Perez, one of the craftier pitch framers in baseball, and this was one of the things with the robot umps. If you can frame a pitch, you get paid for that. If you're going into free agency as a catcher and you have a better frame rate than somebody else, you're going to get paid more. Because guess what? Balls and strikes tend to be valuable for at-bats. What?
How can you change that 0.2 by that much? By the glove.
Salvi Perez, one of your craftier catchers, 4-0 on his challenges. So it does leave some gamesmanship into it. On the second pitch of a first at-bat in the second inning, are you going to make a challenge on it? Probably not. The Twins challenged 11 pitches in one game. I'm all for this. Just go to robot umps. Why not? They've been pretty quick. It doesn't take a ton of time. The computers are already registering whether it is. You get the actual measurements on guys, which is hilarious because at one point during every single game that you watch, what they did this season was they measured and 22% of your body going this and 57 of this. It's hilarious to listen to the actual way that they figured it out.
A lot of Billy Beans coming out of the woodwork.
But it's new to the broadcasters. It's new to the fans. It's new to the players, trying to figure out what the strategies are. Obviously, losing them when it doesn't matter. Randy Arozarena had a funny one where he was halfway down to first base thinking that he was walked and hits a challenge. It's like the third inning. You're like, I don't know if that's a good challenge. He wins. Great challenge. But he knew in his heart of... And the margin in which these things are measured, the whole thing was fantastic. I loved opening weekend. I'm kind of all in on the balls and strikes. I've got about 35 other things about baseball that I wanted to talk about, but the good news is, hey, we've got all week and all summer to talk about baseball, so we'll have to move on to a little tape don't lie. Before we do that, let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed. I'm excited when I look down at the clock and I'm like, oh!
Well, keeping up with our baseball theme, first on the fan, my Yankees face off against your Seattle Mariners
Bring
tonight.
it on!
How do we feel about a series wager?
Ooh!
I know we have a lunch bet that's set way in the distance and probably won't be decided until week 15 of the NFL season when the AFC North has over 32 wins.
That's right.
But how do we feel
I'm
about...
glad you're keeping track of this stuff.
That's why I've got these sticky notes. How do we feel about a series bet for lunch?
Yeah, I like that. I'm trying to think of, let's see, there's Escape from New York Pizza. That sounds pretty good to me since we're talking pizza right up on 23rd. Should we do a slice of New York-style pizza?
I'm all for it.
All right, that's it. Let's do it. And it's a series bet. It's a 3-game series.
Series.
Let's go. All right, love it.
All right.
I'm all in.
For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Souk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-497-8091. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000.
To take my daughter. So last year, I knew I couldn't take both of the twins to the mountain at the same time and keep an eye on them. My daughters wanted to try snowboarding. So I took them up. I was going to take them up one at a time. Took the first daughter up and then never was able to schedule it. So I owed one of my daughters a trip to go to the mountain.
Got to get the gift.
We had it pegged. and it was for that weekend. My throat was a little raspy, and I'm like, and then I have to go and yell at her across the mountain. So Saturday I went up and made it worse, but we had a great time. We went up to Meadows, and it was sunny, not a ton of snow up there, but you don't need it. We took on Buttercup, and she was awesome. First time ever skiing. She absolutely crushed it. Couldn't have been any more fun. It was even cooler than I expected. But she opted for skiing instead of snowboarding. She actually made me jealous. I kind of want to put on skis. I haven't skied regularly. Like, I had a buddy in high school. We had the same size shoes, and I would snowboard all morning. He would ski all morning, and we'd be pretty good. And then we'd flip, and we'd be mediocre. It was a ton of fun. So I want to get back on skis, but it was a fantastic weekend. So I did not take it easy. Yesterday was worse. Today is much better. Thank you.
More, but I got like one said happy hour with Patrick Harris ?
Fair enough.
Or Luke sounds like Debbie Austin from that smoking PSA.
Hey, there you go. I will take that. Is that the one that smokes through the hole in her neck?
Yeah.
I'll just get one of those holes in my neck. I always thought that'd be kind of cool. I would start smoking if I had a hole in my neck.
Yeah.
Sure.
You would start smoking if you had a hole in your neck?
Oh, absolutely. You would have to. What a party trick. Are you kidding me? Yeah, like, listen, things aren't going...
Blow O's with it?
Yeah, you know it. If things are already going sideways, then really what do you have to worry about? Yeah, no, I listen, the bad habits come out when you go, I've lived as healthy as I could, minus my draw to pizza. I'm a pretty healthy guy. So yeah, if you get the bad luck draw where you get sick regardless of your habits, I might as well take on some of the bad habits when things are already going sideways. Why not?
You know who's right behind them? Pirates. Are the Pirates going to be good? I don't know, but I think they're going to be entertaining. Like, that's kind of the part of it, I mean, baseball, everybody's going to win 60 games. Everybody's going to lose 60 games. What do you do with the other 40? That's always, I don't know who said that, but it's something since I was young has always stuck in my head, is you can't win them all. That's why the fun of doing this as a pick the series makes it so a little more interesting, because picking individual games, first of all, if you're a fan, writing the up and down of 162 games, you'll lose your ever-loving mind. But the other thing is it's just really hard to know from one day to the next. I mean, Paul Skeens coming out after a great WBC showing, and he goes out and has a terrible first inning. But again, his center fielder dropped 2 balls. He misplayed one running too far forward, cleared bases clearing triple, goes over his head, and another one he's running in on a fly ball that he can't see, puts his glove up to the sun and completely misses it. So,
are the Pirates entertaining then, if that's the case?
Yeah, you don't have to be good to be entertaining, for sure. If they call up Connor Griffin, are you telling me that it's still not must-watch TV if Paul Skeens is out there?
Paul Skeens is much-watch TV.
Yeah.
But how about the other 2 games in the series?
Well, they won one of them, didn't they? They got housed by the Mets in the first one, and then they split the other 2. Yes, they did. Come on.
They lost 11-7.
Yes. Yeah, that was the opener. That was Skeens getting chased, so it ends up being a bullpen game. Their starting ace gets 2 outs, and then they go out there and do nothing. And then what happened in the other 2 games?
They lost 4-2, and they won 4-3.
So there you go. Yeah, listen, it's a little back and forth. You know what I'm waiting for? Call up Connor Griffin in May, and now you got a 19-year-old playing center field or shortstop or whatever position he's going to play. I think he can play both, which makes it even crazier.
Wherever O'Neill's not.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, I mean, this is, I guess, the rooting for the Pirates to be entertaining is the idea that if you have these young prospects and the stories allegedly go that the Yankees have offered just about everything that they possibly could from a prospect standpoint to get Paul Skeens to come, and the Pirates have said thanks but no thanks. If they can keep doing that and keep their young talent there, the A's are a team that has a good line. They got swept this weekend, but I'm still excited about the A's, and I think they're entertaining as well because you've got enough bats in that lineup. Is their pitching going to be any good? I'm not sure, but Blue Jays looked really good, mowing down 11 different A's in 2 different outings. So, yeah, entertaining, yes.
Do the Pirates need a manager like a Dan Campbell? Because I kind of think of the Pirates as the Detroit Lions of the MLB. They need a motivator because if you want to start the transition of the Pirates are no longer the team that everyone walks over, do you need a guy in that house?
I don't know that the manager makes... the energy from a manager. Baseball is
that's kind of what I'm getting at.
I know, but baseball is not one of those sports, and what makes it so entertaining is trying harder doesn't make you better. If you put more effort into a football game, basketball game, hockey game, lacrosse match, pickleball, whatever it is, effort can get you a few extra points, a few extra opportunities, whatever it is. Baseball does not allow you that. Trying harder when you're pitching can be detrimental. Trying harder when you're hitting can be detrimental. Calming down, sticking to the process. They almost need, if we're going outside of baseball to find, they need almost a Phil Jackson, just like, hey, let's figure it. We got all the talent. We'll just find a Zen master. Somebody that has a high enough profile and a demeanor that can go, put all the attention right here. Don't worry about the kids. Just put it all right here. So a big personality with a calm demeanor is what I'm looking for.
Victor Wembanyama has decided to officially campaign for the MVP award. Now, I think he has, enough backup to be considered in the upper echelon of NBA players. I don't know if he's ready to be, crowned as the MVP, because I feel like once he gets it, there's going to be a little stretch. But the 22-year-old does point out that he has 39 more blocks than any other player in the NBA right now, and wants to bring in defense in the argument for that.
Are you saying that Victor Wembanyama is not an MVP this year, or are you saying that Victor Wembanyama is not quite MVP caliber yet?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say. The fact that he has to campaign for it means that he's not ready to be an
Meaning
MVP.
he's probably not done enough.
Yeah, I guess that's my point. Like, if you have to make your own argument to be an MVP, you're probably not an MVP. I don't even know that it's specifically about Victor Wembanyama, but it's almost like the whole argument on Capitol Hill for pornography. You'll know it when you see it. What does an MVP look like? It looks like that.
You know it when you see it.
Yeah. It's very much that. And Victor Wembanyama is a great player on a really good team. And the trouble with him is him. He is going to only get better. He's 22 years old. There is another level that he can ascend to. So if he starts getting MVPs right now and then keeps getting better, it's going to be really hard to deny that dude. But that was a problem we ran into with Nikola Jokic. As he was ascending, he started winning MVPs. His best season, and the season that his team won the championship, is the one where he doesn't have the trophy, and everybody felt so dumb they went back and gave him another one. So the MVP in basketball is the toughest one to decide when somebody has earned it and when somebody has outgrown it, because there's, for some reason, in basketball, instead of going, listen, LeBron was the MVP 7 straight years. They don't do that. They go, well, he's already won it a couple times. We need to find somebody else that does it. Let's look at these numbers. And they will go away from the eye test on your third, but they'll use it to give you your first. So that's I guess my bigger argument is, shouldn't be something you have to advocate for. And don't hope that you get it too early, because then you're only going to start comparing yourself to yourself, and at some point we're going to run out of superlatives, we're going to run out of awards, and then you're going to be put in the LeBron category where it's like, wow,
or even in the Jokic category where they started comparing him to Shaq. And how can you compare those two?
Again, it's the NBA is so full of guys at the upper echelon that do it in so many unique ways, and we always feel like we have to make those comparisons. Larry Bird was nothing like Magic Johnson, who was nothing like Michael Jordan, who was nothing like Shaq, who was something like Kobe, but nothing like LeBron, was like a guy we'd never seen. Jokic is another guy that is like nobody we've ever seen. Giannis, Wemby. There's a lot of guys that can do it in a different way, but it's weird because there's so many guys in the middle of the NBA that do it exactly the same, and they all end up playing for the Blazers, and we keep thinking they're going to be good, and they end up not being. The Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo draft their expansion players. Hey, we finally have a date. Season tickets going to go on sale for the Fire on April 1st. I don't know how many people are going to wait until the 3rd to see if anybody they know makes it on the roster. They're also going to do a coin toss. Winner gets I don't even know if it's winner. I don't know how they decide. A coin toss to determine who gets the number 1 pick in the expansion draft and who gets the number 6 pick in the WNBA
draft. So that's they're going to do a coin toss. I don't know which one's the win, which one's the loss. I have not looked at any mock drafts for the WNBA. I have not looked at any of the secured players on the rest of the WNBA rosters. So you can determine that for yourself if it's a win or a loss, but that's what's going on there.
Well, I'm going to count it as a win because the Portland Fire now have the number 1 pick in the expansion draft to go along with the 7th pick in the college draft.
You can count it however you want. The Toronto Tempo won the coin toss and picked to take the earlier draft in the rookie draft. So if you think of it this way, every team protects 5 players, so you can get the 6th best player on a team or the 6th best player in the draft.
And that's if they
it's
don't
literally
value the 6th man position.
But again, 6 and 6. It's literally a half dozen of one and 6 of the other. Like it fits exactly what they're saying. Are the Fire going to be good? Well, are the Tempo going to be good? Does it really matter?
Are the Aces probably going to win another one?
Does it really matter as long as we have the WNBA in Portland? I mean, let's be honest. That's the real win.
More sports.
The real
in our
win.
city.
The fans. That's who really won that coin toss. So
that's all I got for you.
Well, I appreciate it, sir. Hey, my favorite moment from the Major League Baseball weekend. It is something that I have never seen, and at least one of the players said it's something he never had done and never thought he would do on a baseball field. We'll reveal what that is when we do one more for the road. That is next. It is Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan.
Everything's smooth.
Here's Luke Anderson.
All right, kids, if you missed anything from the show or you're not listening right now, download the podcast, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or just give Casey a call on his personal cell phone number. It is... Casey, you want to give that out to everybody?
No, thank you.
Okay. What are the people saying on the fan text line and the YouTube chats we need to address?
People saying that they can do pizza wrong, and a little bit of some slander towards Costco pizza.
Oh, I mean, for the price, I don't know that you can get upset with Costco pizza. The one thing that Costco pizza is doing wrong, if they made a supreme pizza, if they just put one that had pepperoni, sausage, everything, all the veggies, I think that would be the way to go, because then all you need for a party, you need cheese pizza for the kids, you need pepperoni pizza for the masses, and then there's a few snobs that need a little bit of everything, and for $10 for that size pizza, I mean, come on.
Great deal.
Is it great pizza? No. Is it great pizza for the price? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
See, there you go. Yeah, I don't need any part of that. Hey, let's do this very, very quickly. Freddie Freeman, I believe, we'll have to check the stats, the first baseball player to be called out by a hug. Go check out the video. Ketel Marte gives him a hug to put out the Dodgers' first baseman in the series against the Diamondbacks. Absolutely wonderful weekend. Enjoy all the baseball tonight. Go Mariners. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Of course, thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.